Hi there, and welcome to my next video on my YouTube channel, Unapologetic with Lorelei. Well, I kind of live my life um, inside out rather than outside in. And what do I mean with that? I think a lot of people that I see around me and on the news, on the world, in your surroundings everywhere, I see people, being lived by outside expectations and norms and values, and not from that come from within, but then they've been put on them by, yeah, by the culture or by the government law or by laws or by, yeah, habits of the area where you live in, and very local laws and expectations and rules and regulations and stuff like that. And I could never do that. And I don't know if you can relate to that, or if you have no problems with that and just go through life happily ever after like this. But I could never, and I will never will, because probably hence my title of my channel is, the name of my channel is Unapologetic, because I believe you can be unapologetic yourself without hurting anybody, of course. But yes, I think it's important for me. It's important that I can live from my voice from inside out, and not the ones that have been put on me. And I love to talk more with you about the topic, and I will do so. So I hope you stay with me, because it might resonate to you, and you might pick up something from it, or whether it's you agree with it or you go to the total opposite. Of course, that's all up to you. However, I believe when you live your life from inside out, it becomes a lot more easier. Okay, you will stumble on certain things because they can be very persistent that outside demand or influence, or things like that. However, if you manage to live your life and live up to the standards from that been told from you from within, then I think you are heading for a much more happier life, an aligned life, harmonious life. Yes, all of these words. I'm not a thesaurus, but I can come up with these kind of words anyhow. You probably noticed English is not my mother tongue, so I'll probably be using the wrong kind of words at the wrong time, but I hope you bear with me. I do my best, and I hope you can still make sense of what I'm saying, and perhaps you feel what I'm saying. And I will flip the screen now and show you more of the beautiful nature where I am at this particular moment, and we'll talk more on the other side. Right, here I am on the other side of the screen. Hope you like what I'm showing you here. It's a beautiful heathland not far from where I live. I live in a cabin in the forest, which I really love, but I also love the openness and the spacious part of this part of the heathland. I just love it. And whilst enjoying this, and I hope you can enjoy the views, I'll continue to talk about what I just said about that most people live from inside, from outside in rather, and they feel the need to meet expectations, to live up to them, or to ask for approval, whether they're aware of it or not. And I find it sometimes painful to see, because I think, oh my God, you could be so much happier and feel so much better, and if you weren't. But yeah, who am I to tell them? It's not up to me, of course, and we all have to sort our things out, and the way we live our lives and have our own life lessons. I understand that, and but sometimes I do believe some of us felt different from the start, from when you were young, and I can vouch for that, because even as a girl, I never really neatly fit into anyone's idea of how I should be and what I should be doing, and I used to walk my own pace, my own rhythm, my own style, if you can say it like that. And a lot of people did not understand it, and they still don't. But that's just perfectly fine by me, because I haven't been brought on this world to make everybody understand what I am and what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And although, of course, it's easier if some people understand you, that's nice. But it's not my life vocation. And people used to call me different, and I guess they still do. But I used to joke with when I was young. I used to joke about it, because I always thought it was because of my red hair. I was a full redhead, and I turned white now, as you can as you can see on the video. But the truth is, I never really outsourced my inner me. I never did, and I didn't rebel. Although people sometimes used to call me a rebel, but I wasn't rebelling. I was just being myself, and yeah, I listened to my own voice, to what I felt inside, and they would people would accuse me of, yeah, you think you can do everything and you're always doing it your own way. And I think, well, what is wrong with that? What is wrong with that? Because everybody now reads books, self-help books and stuff like that, how to go back to yourself and how to be you again. I mean, yeah, you could have saved you a lot of books in that respect if you would have learned this from the start, from when you were young and you were growing up. And not everybody is I don't know if you call it strong or aware of it. And years may slip by, and you kind of have to feel you probably feel you have to catch up with that if you find out now that this wasn't the way to go at all anyhow, because there's this inner you that still wants attention and say, well, hang on, I don't really want it like that, the way we've been doing it or I've been doing it. And that can hit you quite hard. And because all these opinions and these norms and these definitions of success, who you should be by a certain age as well, that's another one. That's another big thing these days. I believe that sovereignty isn't loud or dramatic or things like that. You don't have to shout it off the roof. You just have to be able to be who you are, calmly, quietly, and do your thing. And you should be allowed doing that. And well, that's my humble opinion anyhow. It's perhaps a little bit philosophical, but if you see this path, I mean, this path looks like peace, looks like, yeah, it looks like, and for me, it looks like me. It's peaceful, it's quiet, it's calm, it feels natural. And I believe that's how your path, your life path, should be, could be. I'm not telling you should in the way of you should do it my way, but of course I don't mean it that way. But I believe it's you would feel so much better if you really know your path, know your pace, your values, and holding on to them gently, but definitely firmly. And I could say that I guess I'm not sovereign because I never had no challenges in life, so it was easy for me to be like that. Far from it, actually. But I don't think it's growth that made me this way. I have another video made about I don't want to grow up. I want to live through. I want to grow through things, and that's once again my humble opinion, because for me life refined it for me, and I just deepened what I had on my plate and what I felt all along and how I feel I should do it, and I think in that way we just evolve, and you soften in a certain way. You soften when you grow older in a certain way. I'm not a pushover, but I mean just to soften as the sharp edges, and we soften, and as I said, soften the sharp edges. You will be sharpening though, but in a different way. Not sharpening as in a negative context. I mean sharpen as you become more and more aware, and you can become more aware and be more yourself every season. I really believe that. I love the seasons, by the way, and we're in the middle of autumn now, and there's a beautiful sun shining through. It's a beautiful autumn day, and there's lots of people out there, out here as well. But we don't see each other because it's so big here. It's nice. Well, for European standards, I believe, because I'm in Europe, and for American standards, this might be a little baby heathland. But for us, it's pretty big and pretty wide, and it makes me feel very good. Yes, it does make me very good. I often go here. As I said, I live in a cabin in the forest, and I love that. But as I said, I love the open space, and you can really, think nicely in these moments, in these walks, and enjoy what you see, enjoy the silence, enjoy the quietness. There's some brave birds that are really doing their thing sometimes out there and screaming their heart out. I think it's from joy. I like to believe it's from joy. I mean, I hope you enjoy what I'm showing you here. So, as I said, I think leading life from the inside out, it doesn't mean you never doubt, or it doesn't mean you never learn, or you'll never change. I believe that leading your life from inside out means, for me anyhow, it means you stay rooted while you expand, while you grow through things, and while you evolve. And if you listen inward first and then outward second, and that makes you different, in an improving kind of way, more happier, then that's just beautiful. And as a different is not just another word for self-owned or something like that, or for awake or for sovereign, but I guess in another way it is. It's another contradictive anyhow, I believe. But yes, it does mean self-owned in a way. It doesn't. It means, well, as I said, self-owned, not owned by anybody else, and awake to see how you are. Not awake for what's happening outside of you, but awake for everything what's happening inside of you. It doesn't mean that you cannot be aware. Of course, you are aware of things, but be aware and awake first for what's happening inside of you. And sovereign, I think that word kind of speaks for himself. Just like this piece of nature does as well. This nature is sovereign, if you ask me. I love that word. It sounds so royal. It sounds you really honor yourself, and in this case, I honor the space I'm here at the moment, the piece of nature. So I hope you enjoyed this walk with me. I hope you will enjoy more walks with me. I'll be posting daily my videos, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy the scenery, and I hope my words can inspire you somewhere along the line, and perhaps you can resonate, perhaps not. That's all fine. You can leave a comment. I will certainly read it, and I will reply back to it. And if you'd like to know, if you want to be sure that you're going to see more of my videos, you can always subscribe to my channel or give me a thumbs up. And if not, then I'd like to see you in my next video anyhow. You're welcome. And I wish you a very nice day, a very, very nice day. And take good care of yourself and your loved ones. And I hope to see you next time in my next video. Bye.